What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we're jumping back into some Orcs Unchained. This time I'm going to be revisiting the throne room, just because this is a map that has changed significantly over the last couple of patches, and I want to go through some of the changes just to make sure that people are aware of, regardless of where they encounter this map, there's a few things that they may want to do differently when jumping into it. So let me go ahead and fire it up. This is the War Mage version, so should pick somebody that I have not completed it with yet. It's most people at this point. Gotta get those Gibbs chests. Let's go ahead and fire up Tundi.
Wise choice.
We're gonna grab Brittle Ice. So it looks like the part-time for War Mage is 13 minutes 45 seconds. Should be way more than you need if I remember correctly. But nothing up here has changed. Like everything with this bend is pretty much the same. Don't feel like having enemies go through there right now. What we're interested in is this area down here. So this particular section still exists, but there's been extra grading added all the way around here as of the 2.1 patch. Even though more grading was added in 2.2, or I'm sorry, not 2.2, 2.0, to this area over here specifically. So they've made it so that essentially you have to blockade this particular area if you want to keep things from going over there, and you still want to use this rear hall. The rear hall itself, I'm not sure if I mentioned this a second ago or not, but basically the mini-map that you see in the launcher is incorrect because these pillars have been moved back and the path around here is much shorter. So that shouldn't be much of an issue to people that have like ceiling ballistas and dragon lances already, but for people on earlier difficulties, if you plan on using this rear section, you have less path to work with because enemies will immediately start moving around a bit quicker. That means if you want to extend the path, you'll need to use traps, and it'll sort of eat into your trap count a bit more. So it's something that everyone should be aware of. It still should work well for things like Endless.
Howdy, y'all.
And doing that really won't put too much of a hamper on your plans, but still don't personally like it too much myself. That barricade that you have to put at the rear is in heavy danger of being just beaten up, so be very careful with it.
They've broken through a gate.
That looked really crazy. The bear's healing and getting shocked by the lightning at the same time. Yeah, you're dead. Okay, nice.
If we must.
Alright, all the money here is going to go into the rear gate next. Alright, now you can still use floor scorchers as sort of mini flip traps. They won't flip enemies as far, and I think it's a bit safer here, especially if you don't want to use the slot to bring another trap. Regular floor traps don't really have too much of a useful space on this particular map, so not that big a deal.
I would rather feel my enemy's last breath upon my cheek. They've broken through a gate!
Alright, should be good there. Let's put the rest of these in.
You need more coin.
Of course I do. Alright.
Paid for in blood.
Snowballing time. Oh, I think I got beaten up before he even got to me. Good job, Guardian. So let me see if I can demonstrate this at all here. Enemies going that way, no problem. Nope, I missed it. Okay. The issue isn't with the first swing on either of the maces. There's nothing on the left side of the map to go to. If you're oriented this way, nothing goes there. However, anything that's hit and swung to the right, the environmental mace doesn't deal damage. And so there's a really high chance that they will just get picked up and pushed through the wall. Okay. Let's see if this is outside the range for that. If it is, then we're fine. If not, then they'll be deactivated. Like, I think you still need to be a full space away from the damage range of the chaos traps for you not to worry about having your traps deactivated. Actually, while I'm here.
If we must.
Well, that was an accident, but whatever. Here's what I'm interested in. Oh, no, that's good. Just outside the range, so as long as the explosion damage doesn't touch your traps, you're okay. The trap still feels kind of weak though. Like, it's barely taking the soldiers to like the range of their HP gauge. And I think it's tier 4. And with it being an epic trap, that makes it like a bit harder to deal with too. Like, it's just Chaos Trap isn't in a really good place right now, and I think it needs a lot more tweaks. First, it shouldn't really be disabling anything. Not when it can't actually put out the DPS to warrant it.
Well placed, I think. Crude, but I suppose we must stop at nothing.
Lots of splody dudes.
The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
From where though? Okay. Everybody down there is dead. Nothing's actually going to get over here, so I should just move out here. Oh, okay, 6 out of 13. Got plenty of time.
We've defeated the enemy's boss minion. Block, scatter.
Oh gosh. That's what happens when you jump back and forth from playing Orcs Must Die to Orcs Must Die Unchained. You push E for selling traps and it uses skills instead. Alright, there we go with him.
I will not disappoint.
Yeah, I just don't think this trap particularly is impressive right now. It used to be in an okay place when a lot of the traps were significantly weaker, but now we're at the point where, like, more spammable traps are dealing a ton more damage. Other rare traps in the game are able to, like, basically almost win endless maps for you. And, like, just having a lot of really choice placements for some of the other traps with no drawbacks. Chaos Trap definitely needs to come into its own in some way, and I'm not quite sure how to do that to it yet, besides, you know, getting rid of the disable. But getting rid of the disable wouldn't really make it a good trap. It just prevents it from being like the worst trap in the game. Possibly. It still might be the worst trap in the game, even if they got rid of that drawback. Like, the good thing about it is that it has an infinitely downward range. As far as I'm aware, I think you can put it on the highest ceilings in the game that are trappable, and it will still be able to explode on things. But, still won't feel like a really worthwhile trap. Just because of the limited slots you get for it, and the fact that it just doesn't do damage. Like, it does less damage than most ceiling traps, has a comparable cost. Like, I think it actually does about the same amount of damage as the Pounder, takes longer to cool down, and disables ground traps. All for having a wider area, not really my thing. Okay. 3 more minutes and a wave to go. Yeah, I've tried my best not to fight over here, but you can see that the much closer proximity of this barricade to this gate means that our little explosive dudes are that much more dangerous to actually trying to get things through here. Also, if you are trying to path enemies north through the kitchen, be extra careful about placing haymakers inside of this little nook, because doing that may see you actually tossing enemies over the barricade here. Because if you move it closer, the slide range that they get from physics traps is pretty enormous, especially with the haymaker. They can wind up sliding across this, especially if you move the barricade over to this little patch that I'm standing on right now. So everything's a little dicey. Just be careful.
Enemy's boss is dead. One of our guardians has fallen.
Shattering Icicles is probably what I want to go for here. Let's go ahead and get this finished up. Completely missed all of those shots. Lovely.
However soaked with blood the road may be, without victory there can be no pride.
All right. So yeah, there we go. As you can see here, if you look really close at the minimap, it still shows the pillars being in the northern section here. in the temple, which is not the case anymore. I'm hoping that they actually update the details on the minimap there. Of course, you probably can't see it that well if you're looking at this for the first time, but I guess I'm used to looking at things like that and seeing the differences. It would also be nice if at some point they visually show that there's grading on the map, like in some way. That way players can tell visually before they jump in where they can actually put things. But I guess because of the existence of things like ceilings and walls, there really is no sort of concrete topography that they can use for the maps in Orcs Must Die yet, which is a blessing and a curse. I mean, it gives you a sort of really good feeling when you explore a map and you actually like notice some really nice trappable locations that other players haven't really exploited or used well. So, feel free to experiment as always. Let me actually pop this open. Probably not going to get anything good with it being War Mage. Oh, shield power-ups. More commons to burn. But yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to probably put up some more, actually endless. I think I want to go through and start doing some of the endless maps and put those up so that you guys can see how I get those done. And after that, I want to move into more abstracts. Basically, overviews of characters, talking about the Weavers' skills, what they might be useful for, and strengths and weaknesses. But as always, oh, actually, before I even do that, one person on the channel actually recommended that I start accepting challenges, and probably would be a good idea. If there's something that you guys specifically want to see, like certain maps cleared a certain way, if I think it's interesting, I'll give it a shot, and post a video up on the channel of it taking place. Feel free to just drop that in any of the comments. I've been taking requests for a while actually, but I haven't really just gone out and said it too often. So yeah, if there's something you want to see on the channel specifically, just clearing maps a certain way with certain traps, or actually just about anything, like certain limitations placed on going through the map, just let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. Either way, thanks as always for watching. I sincerely appreciate it, and until next time, I'll probably be looking at some endless, but have a good one, folks.